All right, next up, I got Dance of the Dead, directed by Tobey Hooper and starring Jonathan Tucker and Robert Englund. This movie or episode, whatever you want to call it, is fucking wild. It is batshit insane, and I had no fucking clue what was going on in this, and nor did the person I was watching it with. They were like, "What?" You know, we kind of kept like asking each other, like, what's going on now?" Like this is like some dystopian future, and there's drugs on the market that make people turn into fucking zombies or something, or die, or I don't know. And then there's something raining from the sky called Blizz, I think, and it's like really fucks people up. And I think Robert Englund's character might have been harmed by it, and now he hacks up blood and has to live off of plasma that he buys on the black market from these, like, you know, seedy dudes. One of them played by Jonathan Tucker, and then those guys are drug addicts, and I guess like everyone in this world, because of the dystopian nature of it, although they work at a restaurant that totally plays like a normal restaurant, does not play like a futuristic restaurant, or futuristic, and you know, dystopian kind of restaurant where they're just like serving normal burgers and like, oh, we have black coffee and we have everything you need, but there's like out there everyone is like falling apart. And I don't know, that was kind of odd for me, but regardless, I couldn't figure out like the whole drug angle and what was actually happening to some of them and what people were shooting up with and what was turning them into zombie like dead bodies that could do the dance of the dead. And then like, why was it so entertaining for the audience for the Dance of the Dead to even happen like multiple times a night? Like, don't you think that'd get old after just a very little while? And like, why he'd be paying money to have audience entertainment like that, why they're taking the bodies and throwing them in a trash can and lighting them on fire while they're still alive. Like, I don't understand any of it. I don't get any of it. I think that this thing would have served much better with an open, you know, an opening crawl text narration kind of explaining what happened, holding her hand a little bit. And I'm not used to asking for hand holding, but with this one, I feel like they try to do too much world building without much explanation. Like, they're very in on what their world is, but we're not, and that's not a good thing. The audience needs to know what the fuck is going on. This crazy drug-induced nightmare of an episode, which I did quite like aesthetically. I thought that it was very high octane, thrill a minute kind of filmmaking. Felt like something like Natural Born Killers at times, like where they're driving and it's all like neon colors going by them and it doesn't look realistic as they're driving and doing drugs. And that's one of my favorite scenes. I love Natural Born Killers kind of through and through, but like just like when they're driving and it's all like projected on the back and like standing on the hood and shit. Like, I love that stuff, like stuff that is more artistic and doesn't, you know, make sense. I don't care, like, as long as it's entertaining and as long as I can understand what they're going for, I'm all about it. But with this, there was just a lot of instances where I was just completely lost on what this means and why and all of that stuff. So the girl in this movie says she's 16, almost 17, and I laughed out loud and I was like, get the fuck out of here, sweetheart. You gotta be at least in your mid-20s. And I thought that for sure I was going to be right on that. And then I Googled the chick and she was like 17, maybe even 16 when she filmed this. So she might literally have been 16, almost 17. It blew my mind. It's like, wait, what? I thought this girl was 25 years old. Wow, I cannot believe this girl was like 16. You know. But anyway, the body dumping burning scene is fucking brutal, man. The way they dispose of these bodies almost reminds me of the scene in Saw 4. I want to say it's Saw 4, where Hoffman, that might even be all the way up into 5 or 6. Fuck, I can't remember where this scene takes place. It's not 4, I don't think. But Hoffman, no, it couldn't be 4 because Hoffman is, shit. Spoilers for Saw if you haven't seen it. So sure as fuck can't be 4. Whatever. But when, like, Jigsaw, John Kramer's like, what are you doing? that's a human being. Like the way he's just kind of like throwing them around. That's how I fucking felt. I felt like John Kramer in that scene when I was watching. I was like, we do like a human being. They're just like discarding these people into the trash can. These like big trash can, like trash. And it's, I don't know, it's kind of hard to watch. Like these, they're like still alive and they're still kind of fumbling around and screaming out, and they just like dispose of them like trash, and they hit their heads and they're going in, and it's so violent. And then they just like throw gasoline or kerosene or whatever the hell in there, and they light it on fire, and these things are just like melting to each other. That's a fucking intense scene, man. It's really sad and gruesome, and I liked it. That's fucked up, but I did. I thought it was pretty cool, but still still hard to watch. This is wild. But yeah, the high energy, drug fueled nature of this is what you're there for. Other than that, and I liked Robert Englund's performance. I thought it was fun. And Jonathan Tucker, who is a notorious spit yeller, you know, those actors that like spit when they yell like a lot, and they're like, blah, 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 blah. That's him, and that's him in everything. And I thought it was kind of a cool connection as to where this was in 2005, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake was in 2003, just 2 years prior to this. And of course, Tobe Hooper directed the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and he's now teaming up with a guy who worked on the remake as an actor. So cool to see them together so close to the release. The LUP. Who's down with the LUP? Yeah, you know me. Okay, Matt. Yeah. But in this, they have the LUP, and we find out that the mom has sold the sister for money because of struggling family, and then the girl flips that around and sells the mom, and the mom does the Dance of the Dead, which I just don't get at all. I don't understand what's entertaining about that. I don't see why cattle prodding some dying or dead zombie chick is all that interesting, but that's what entertains these fucking drug addicts, I guess. But yeah, when you go to the Doom Room, I guess you don't really have high expectations. You know what you're there for. You're there for some Dance of the Dead and some dude to come up on stage and talk shit to you and hack up blood. I don't know. You see a lot of tits in this episode, but the daughter in this feels really cold-blooded to me in the end. Like, even though she finds out her mother was shit and sold her sister and all of that stuff, to sit there and like watch it and relish in it and like smile and actually like feel like you've done something when you like sold your mom to be, you know, shot up to death and then made to dance around. I don't know. That just seemed, and I could understand her doing it, but like hanging around watching it and like smiling and laughing and having a good time, that's really cold. That's really fucking cold. So yeah, she was pretty screwed up in the end, and she was like the good girl in the opening. Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins actually does the music for this episode, except for a lot of it is like music from bands. So I don't know. There was some music in it, which obviously is what he did, but I don't know. I feel like they should have stuck more to his theme because he's a great musician. And I think that's it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, there are these blood thieves that steal the plasma and bring it to England, and he's like, I don't even know if it's going to work, but we can try it out. And it really is just kind of a visual feast. That other guy with Jonathan Tucker in this, his sidekick guy, I wanted to beat the shit out of this guy the entire fucking movie. The entire episode, I just wanted to smash this guy's face, and he was pissing me off so bad. But it's a testament to his acting. I thought it was good. You know, I'm supposed to hate the guy, so kudos. But man, I wanted to just pound this guy into the fucking ground. And he did a good job too of looking nuts when he was high. And then they're like spraying this stuff in their mouth, which of course reminds me of, I think it's called chrome, right? Isn't that what it's actually called in Mad Max Fury Road? But yeah, I love it. I think that's a fantastic film. And the use of it here is fine. They're just, I don't know how people treat their bodies like this and actually are still alive. It's baffling to my brain because this is just pure abuse on your body. But yeah, it's just more confusing than anything. But it has good elements. I liked it. I didn't love it. Probably my least favorite episode of the ones I've watched so far. Now, as I said, I have seen them all before, but my memory on them is a little hazy. So going back and rewatching them has been fun, and I've been wanting to do this for a while, so this will be fun to knock out the 2 seasons of this and then Fear itself after. But yeah, this is definitely on the lower end, but still an entertaining view. It's never dull. It's never boring. It's always engaging. I just don't know how entertained I was. I'm engaged, but I'm not fully entertained, and that's obviously the entire intention of film, for the most part, is to entertain. It's entertainment, so that's what it's there for. But yeah, it's all right, and it's very confusing, and I'll have to look up later what it all means. But until then, I'll be watching more episodes soon, and I'll get to those when I do. Adios.